Righto, guys. I am going to run through an example for you of how we might do the second part of, or part B, investigating complex pendulums. So I'm not going to do exactly the functions I prescribed there, but I'm going to do something pretty similar. So I've opened up Desmos. So just go to desmos.com/calculator, and it'll bring you to this screen. The only thing different that I'm seeing that you won't see is that I've actually logged in. You can see up here, but that's okay. It's just a matter of you logging in using your @education account. You don't have to do that. It'll work perfectly well if you don't. I'm just showing you what will be different about your screen compared to mine. Okay, so over here I'm going to look at x equals cos t and y equals sine 2t. And that's all I did. I just typed those and then the curves appeared. X equals cos 2t, you'll see it's got a little black circle with a white line. So that's represented by the black line over here. Y equals sine 2t has got a red circle with a white line. So that's that red line over here. And then I'm going to say that 0 is less than or equal. Now, when I press equals, it turns the less than sign to a less than or equal sign. Less than or equal to t, which is less than or equal to 2. And then I'm going to type pi, pi, and Desmos is smart enough to change that to the number pi. It knows that. Then it asks me if I want to add a slider for t. I say, yes, please. I'd like to add a slider for t. And then if I click up near the value for t that it gave me, it gives me an option. You know, do I want to set a range here? And I do. Unfortunately, it's not clever enough to realise that I want t to only go between 0 and 2 pi. So over here, I'm going to say make my minimum value 0, make my maximum value 2 pi, and then it gives me the option to animate. Right? So I'd like to animate this so I can see what's going to happen. And so it's asking us how many steps do we want to make between 0 and 2 pi. Let's pretend that I wanted to see 16 steps. Right? Well, then I'd ask myself, well, my range is, or my period is 2 pi. If I wanted 16 steps, that would work out to 2 pi divided by 16 would be pi on 8. So I want to make my steps pi over, and as soon as I type the slash button for divided by, it automatically knows I'm talking about a fraction, so it changes it to fraction notation 8, pi on 8. Then I come along and I press play, and there it is. It's animating what happens as t changes to x and y, and it's tracing out a path. Now I need to sort of maybe slow that down. Maybe it's going a little bit too fast. So if I come over here and click on animation properties, I can slow the speed down, or I can speed the speed up. So it's maybe go really fast and it's just whizzing around. It's maybe too hard for us to make out what's going on. Or I can slow it right down. And that gives me a better idea. So it's where I'm following with my mouse where we're going. Okay, so it looks like it's doing maybe some kind of figure 8, maybe going forwards and backwards. You're going to need to sit down and study that a little bit on your own. But anyway, that's basically how I would go about animating. Now, I like what I see here. I see that, yep, this is a valuable graph for me. So if I come up and click on save, it's saved, but unfortunately it's called untitled. So let me give it a name. I'll give it a name by clicking on the actual name, and I can call it you know, my whatever, etc., etc. Give it a name that's obviously going to make some sense to you. I don't need to say that, so I'm not going to. And guys, that's how I would use Desmos to help me answer the beginning of part B. So, yeah, you know.